Welcome to this Curriculum Materials Center video orientation. My objectives for this lesson today are to provide you with an introduction to the Curriculum Materials Center, identify materials housed within the CMC that will be relevant to you and your coursework, to call attention to the Curriculum Materials Center website and resources located there that will be helpful to you. And lastly, I'd like to demonstrate how to search for and request a book from the CMC. So what is the Curriculum Materials Center? Well, the Curriculum Materials Center is a special collection within the Kaplan Family Library, which supports the undergraduate and graduate education curriculum. The CMC contains a variety of resources that students use to complete course assignments, to use for guided and independent reading, and to support their practicum experience, among other objectives. The CMC is actually meant to mimic what a school library looks like and to prepare you for your experience once you become teachers. Though it is true that it is not completely representative of a school library, as high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools often have their own separate libraries, and we have all three combined here in one space. To differentiate the materials by these different levels, we break our collection up into sub-collections. And I'm going to breeze through each of these collections. I think it's important that I take some time to talk about how the collection is organized so that when you have an opportunity to browse through the stacks, the shelves, you'll be able to identify the items and where they're located. One thing you'll notice when you're physically in the library is that on the end of each shelving unit there are signs indicating which collection is in which unit. So when you do have an opportunity to peruse through the shelves, take a look at those signs. The first collection that you'll encounter as you enter the CMC is the Young Adult Fiction collection. This is targeted at readers from ages 12 through 18, so about 6th through 12th grade. It's organized alphabetically by author last name, as all of our young adult fiction materials are. And you'll notice this yellow YA sticker on the spine to indicate to you that this is a young adult level book. Next, we have the young adult nonfiction section, and this is organized by the Dewey Decimal System. And you'll see a chart here that gives a general introduction to how Dewey is organized. So you'll see there are different categories for each subject, and each of those subject areas is represented by a number. So if you're looking for a history book, you can look on the spines of the books at the call number label, find the ones that begin with 900, and you'll be in the history area. Then we have graphic novels. Though the word novel might indicate otherwise, we do have both nonfiction and fiction graphic novels, as represented by the images here. They are separated into fiction and nonfiction, and the fiction are organized by author last name, and nonfiction again by Dewey Decimal. So that's one way you can tell these types of items apart, is how they're organized. The children's and young adult level graphic novels are actually interfiled together, so you'll want to pay attention to the spine stickers, and if you see one that has a yellow YA sticker on it, that's a young adult level, and if there's not that sticker placed on the spine, then it is a children's level book. After graphic novel, we'll come to our juvenile fiction collection. This contains children's literature, picture books, wordless picture books, transitional or early chapter books, and then higher level chapter books up to about grade 6 level. So you can see there are a lot of variety, a lot of different types of materials in this collection. These books don't have any type of sticker on the spine except for their call number sticker, which is the first 3 letters of the author's last name. Juvenile nonfiction contains informational texts, biographies, folk and fairy tales, and poetry books. Again, this is organized by Dewey Decimal System since it is nonfiction. So if you're looking for a poetry book, you'll want to go check out the 800s, the literature section, just as an example. The juvenile nonfiction and juvenile fiction collections will be some of the collections that you will most likely heavily use. We do also have a collection of leveled readers, which you'll make use of. These are brief texts leveled according to a specific system, and these systems can differ from publisher to publisher. We have a number of correlation charts available right next to the level readers in a bound book and also on the end of the shelving unit. So you can use these charts if you know what your student is in Fountas and Pinnell. You can use it to correlate to see what they are in Rigby, for example. These are organized by publisher and then by level within that system. And if you need any help at all with this, don't hesitate to ask a library staff member. Another collection that may be of interest to you are our Spanish language materials. We have both fiction and nonfiction items here, and these texts are sometimes entirely in Spanish, or there are also texts here that are in both Spanish and English with those 2 languages side by side. So these can be very helpful for a student who is an English language learner or a student who is interested in learning Spanish. We have a collection of kits and manipulatives. These are also organized by subject by Dewey Decimal, and there's a variety of different things that you can find here. We have assistive technology, math manipulatives like the base 10 blocks shown here, primary source kits, wall charts like the chart shown here as well, and fidget tools, among many other different types of materials. The CMC also offers some technology for use. We have a laminator, which is located along the back wall of the CMC. You can bring in your own laminate, or you can obtain laminate for $1 per sheet up at the checkout desk in the library. We have a book binder, which makes spiral book bindings. These are kept in the center row of drawers on the table in which the book binder is located. And we have an Ellison die cutter, which is great for creating bulletin boards. You can cut out letters or different shapes to create these bulletin boards or posters. There are directions for using this type of technology available in the CMC, right next to each piece of technology. So now I'm going to navigate to the Curriculum Materials Center website and show you some things that are located there, and also demonstrate how to search for and request a book.